Hi. You may have received a Duradongo as a gift. You may have been requesting one or you've seen them online. And what I'd like to show you is how to use this thing, what it is, and when you pick it up or you look at it, what do I hope that you take away from this? If you've received one in the mail, you likely received some sort of holding place for it. So I love candle holders because of the perfect size. Usually whenever I make one for someone specifically, I walk around a thrift shop here locally until something bizarrely unique jumps out, like this gentleman here that just sort of screamed, I want to hold something that's special. So this is where mine is, and these are the three that I want to walk through today. What is in the Duradongo? So every time we travel somewhere, Pepper and I, we collect up either bits of rocks or a handful of dirt if it's a significant place. Maybe we get an entire Ziploc bag full of dirt. I went to my dad's place and a couple of other family members' places, and I came with a trash bag full of really good soil from places where I grew up and have awesome memories. I mean, amazing memories. And I wanted to commemorate those into these special moments for my meditation. And so when we come back with these bits of dirt, it's not just soil that you buy at Michael's, or Lowe's or something like that. No, this is intentionally selected dirt. It's intentionally selected stones, and we bring them home. We let them dry out. It takes a couple of weeks for that to dry out, and we sift it to get all the rocks, all of the tree bits, the roots and the whatnot that's in there. There's plastic and stuff sometimes in there. So we remove all of that, and then we sift it once to get all of the bigger rocks out, and then we sift it again after we've grinded it into pestle, mortar and pestle. We're taking it through to end up with just the finest of the fine dirt, and we sift that out again into the collection place. And once we get a sizable amount, we put that into a small bag set aside. We may burn an incense, or we put in our incense ashes from here at Soul Journey, or from if someone's doing a release ceremony or an intention setting ceremony, things they want to bring into their life. We take those ashes specifically for them and put them into the Duradongo, and as we mold it, it becomes there. So once we have the dust and the ashes that we want to use, put that into a bag, and I have a collection of water that comes from Lake Titicaca, from the ocean, from some waterfalls up in the Carolinas. There's a variety of places that I pull my water from, and I use that to imbue that with all the awesomeness that comes from those places. And it sits in that bag as the dust with a little bit of water in it, and slowly working it into a moldable, malleable mud. And I let it sit there for about a week or so that it's fully dissolved and fully ready to be worked. And I'm working it through the bag. I don't have any here to show you, but that's the first probably week or so of its mud creation portion. Once it's created, I mold it into the ball that it's going to be with my hands. And then I take this jar, and you may have seen the videos online, but I'm taking that jar, and the whole time I'm praying for it, because I don't ever know what it's gonna look like. Some of these are large, some of these are small. And they have different colors, even out of the same mixes. It's amazing to see how these things turn out. Some of them are sparkly, some of them are not. It's amazing to see what mica or whatever floats up to the top and decides to grace us with its presence as it's finishing, and I never know what it's gonna look like. So as I'm molding it, shaping it with that jar for a couple of weeks, letting it dry, letting it rotate, this multiple times a day, that either myself or Pepper, we're picking it up and we're taking it through its prayer. That lasts for about 4 or 5 weeks, using a jar, using a plastic bag, which I'll show you in a moment, and then using a microfiber bag, and then you end up with this polished ball, this Duradongo. And this one was made from Peruvian dirt. It's super shiny. It's probably it's my favorite, honestly, because it came out so well. Some of them are solid. Some of these, like this one, I decided to put in some special stones inside of it so that you could shake it and mind it. This one has a large stone inside of its core, which has significance, but it doesn't shake, but it has a really cool heft to it, even though it's a small size. And all of these started out roughly around the same size. You never know what you're gonna get. Some of them have little fingerprints on them, is what I call it. It's where either, like this one had a stick that came up to the surface and came out. Some of these have little gouges where a rock came out, or maybe it got bumped or dinged. This one has a dent in the side of it where I polished it and I bumped it. But I think they're like artist fingerprints. You can't really get them out, and they actually show you that it's not made by a robot. It's made by a real human who's actually just human. So it's amazing. We are clay, and this is clay. So how do you use this thing that I've sent you or that you've received? You can either set it on its little pretty stand and put it on your bookshelf and have it as a conversation piece. Great. That's awesome. They're sealed in beeswax, so you can touch them, you can love on them, you can do whatever you want to. Just don't dip them in water, but they should be impervious to the sweat that's on your hands and the other piece, because at the end of the day, they're just dirt. So you want to be mindful that if you drop this, it is literally just a dirt clod that has been beautifully sculpted. So you want to be mindful of it. But if it does break, if you drop it and it cracks open, I've done this a couple of times. Send it back to me. I'll pound it back down. We'll regrind it up, make you a new one out of it. And so this one has been made 2 or 3 different times because of different things within my life that have let this one to crack open. So I'm a big fan of using that and repurposing it and actually growing through that. So how do you use this on a daily basis or a monthly basis or whatever? So what I use is, it actually is perfect to just sit here and meditate. So this one doesn't have a shakiness in it, but honestly, getting centered, you can sit back, put it in your hands, it fits perfectly in your palms, and just feel that. These are the most sensitive parts of your body. Let it go gently down your finger between each one of your finger pads. Slowly. Go around the back, around the front. You want to open up your hands after a hard day at the computer or while you're at the computer. This is the way to do it. You don't need a hand stretcher. You don't need thumb stretchers. You don't need wrist stretchers. You just literally run this, let this roll all the way up, all the way down. And this oil from your skin will polish it just like the beeswax does. And you'll notice that it starts out cold, whatever the room temperature is. And the more you work with it, it starts slowly changing its feel. It starts getting a little warmer, a little nicer, a little warmer. And eventually it's the right temperature, the same temperature you are. And you can tell, what does my flesh feel like? What am I doing to this ball? So you can work all of your muscles and meditate. There's no place in your body that it is not designed to fit perfectly within the grooves. So you want to bring yourself into awareness, literally just work that down. So it has an amazingly calming feature. You can rub every muscle joint, I'm a big fan of literally working your body and using this tool to do that with. If you have one that happens to have a shaky thing inside of it, like this, I'll do it again. You can actually just sit here and banging it on your chest. There's a thing called tapping therapy. If you've never tried it, I highly recommend it. But honestly, you don't want to bang your face with these, but literally cupping it in your hands, same thing that you're doing, and then just you can work it this way, work it that way, but just sit calmly. Feel the shake within it. It'll bring you back into presence because you have to be quiet to do this. And once again, they're not fragile, but they're not robust. You have to be mindful with what you're doing with these. And so you can actually work it quickly, and you can hear that. My personal favorite, a little ASMR action. So take any bag that you get from any store, convenience store, whatever. Take your guy here, put it in the bag, and you want to know a delicious sensory explosion? Just loosely roll this guy in the bag. And I'm just kind of letting it roll loosely. I'm polishing the ball again. I'm doing the same thing here. what this will do is give you a high gloss sheen on there if you're a glossy person. And you can do a combination. You can do the bag over here. The other one that I really like is I have a microfiber bag here, and I turned it so that the seams are on the outside. So it's really like velvety on the inside, and I can put that in there. And I can actually just keep this in, I can put this in my hoodie pocket here, and if I go on a walk, I go on a trip, this fits nicely in most of my pockets. So if I'm in a place where I know I don't need to make a lot of noise for social reasons, and I need some stimulation to keep myself grounded, I'll put this in my coat pocket, and I'll just sit there. I've been at funerals with these, I've been on planes with these, I've been in meetings with these, I've been all kinds of places with these, and honestly, no one said a word. No one said, "Hey, weirdo, what are you doing?" They're like, "No." Like, "Yeah, you want to try it?" And they go, and I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." And after a few minutes, they're like, "Okay." It keeps me clear, keeps me present, keeps me grounded, and that's the gift that I'm giving to you. Is this is it's pretty, it's beautiful, it's a conversation piece, and it has significance. But just know that when you pick this up, there are people all around the world that are doing this right here with the same source material essence of it that you're using. So not only are you connecting to yourself in your center, but if you think hard enough and you sit there and get still enough, you can actually sort of like see this. You can feel it, the connection. You can feel me praying for you guys, praying for myself, sending these loves in. Whenever I do Reiki, I actually am praying for my own highest and best, and I'm praying for anywhere that this may be. I'm praying for your highest and best at all times. So whenever you pick this up, like I said, just know that it's more than just a pretty whatnot. It's actually, yeah, it's a really cool meditative tool. And even though I did the building of it for a couple of months, you're getting the benefit of that, and it continues to grow every day. So much love, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you would like clarification on anything, there's a million other ways to use this that I use it in my sessions with myself and with other people, and it is such a godsend to me. So much love, take care.